Welcome back to another FPL Captaincy analysis. Last week we backed Mo Salah against Tottenham. He scored in a 5-1 win, securing Liverpool's 20th league title. 35 Captaincy looks to be one of the toughest decisions yet. Find out who I'm backing in this video. Salah was the highest scoring player in my top 3, but backing Cole Palmer to outscore Isak looks like a mistake. Despite nailing Isak's projected minutes and the Chelsea clean sheet point, Isak still won via form and fixture. Congratulations if you went for Matthias Cunha and at wildcard captain. He delivered 15 points. That's more than any of my top 3. We've had 4 of the last 5 wildcard captains produce returns, highlighting the benefits of making riskier decisions. Selecting my shortlist was actually really difficult this week, but in the end I opted for Watkins, Isak, Salah and MBEUMO as my top candidates. All of them play on Sunday afternoon except for Ollie Watkins, who's kicking off at 12:30 on Saturday. As per usual, I'll be using my scoring system in this analysis. As we go through each section, the 4 players will be awarded points based off the strength of their profile. 4 points to the best profile, 3 points to the second best profile, 2 points to the third best, and just the 1 point to the player with the worst profile. Whoever has the most points at the end of the video will be my best captain. None of these players have ever returned a double-digit haul in their upcoming fixture, but I'm awarding Ollie Watkins with maximum points in this section. Ollie scored in 2 out of 3 starts at home to Fulham, with 3 goals in 4 away starts as well. Isak's never returned against Brighton across 4 starts in his career against them, but he's just started 1 time at the Amex. Definitely some room for improvement. MBEUMO's got 1 goal across 2 starts at home to Man United. A solid start to his historical points history, and that's why I'm giving him 3 points here. And to my surprise, it is Mo Salah who's got the worst points history for 35. 6 starts, no double-digit returns, and just 4 GA at Stamford Bridge throughout his career. Mo's blanked in 50% of starts in this exact fixture, so for those reasons, I'm awarding him with just 1 point from historical records. Isak's only started once away from home, so I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt with the +2. There's not much separating these 4 sides, but I do see Man United and Brighton as better fixtures compared to the other 2. Both have conceded over 48 XGC this season. Compare that to Chelsea and Fulham, who rank inside the top 8 for XGC, and it does become quite clear that either Man United or Brighton are the best fixture on offer. Looking at the defensive data across the last 4, home and away factored in, I am going to award Isak with the +4 here. Brighton have conceded 8 goals in their last 4 games at the Amex, which ranks 18th across all teams in their last 4 home games. Brighton's 16 shots on target conceded is way more than any other side on the shortlist, and on top of that, they've conceded 14 chances in central areas across the last 4, and that's more than any other zone, which means Isak also gets a huge green tick matchups wise as well. Another shock when looking at the recent underlyings is Fulham's data. A massive 6 XGC conceded in their last 4 away matches, and that's way more than any other side over the last 4. Marco Silva's side have the worst defensive metrics in 3 out of 5 categories, so this is definitely not as tough of a fixture for Watkins as I initially thought. Still, I'm awarding MBEUMO with the +3 as Man United have just played a very tough first leg in the Europa League semi-finals in Spain, and then they face Brentford on Sunday, which makes us more targetable. After that, I've got Fulham as the 3rd most targetable side this week, so the +2 for Ollie Watkins, and Mo's just getting 1 point. Chelsea fixtures at home, they have been good, but they've conceded 2 goals in their last 4 home matches, and an XGC total of 2.5 across those games. That ranks 1st in the league. MBEUMO has the worst game day profile, blanking in 58% of home starts on Sunday. He's the only player with a double-digit haul rate under 20% in this category, and the lack of explosivity is a concern for me. Brian's failed to produce a double-digit haul in any of his last 5 Sunday starts at the G-Tech. Just the +1 for him. And for Watkins, just 2 points in this section. Even though he's averaging 1 GA per start on Saturday, his form over the last 5 includes 3 blanks and just 1 haul, which did come against Newcastle recently though. Salah and Isak are just in better game day form. They've also got slightly better blank rates compared to Watkins. Even though Salah has a better points average over the last 5 and a lower blank rate in comparison to Isak, I'm still awarding Alexander with maximum points here. Why? Well, Salah has blanked in both of his most recent Sunday kickoffs away, those matches being Leicester and Fulham recently. On the contrast, Isak has returned in both of his most recent Sunday away kickoffs, and his double-digit haul rate is higher than Mo's too by, I think it is 5%, so for those stats, I am going to award Isak with maximum points. And if we shift into game time comparison, this is where Ollie Watkins' prospects begin to rise. His points history in the 12:30 kickoffs at home are insane. He's returned in all of the last 4 starts at that kickoff time, including a huge 23-pointer in his last early kickoff at home, and that came last season at home to Brighton. So we know Watkins does have a preference towards this kickoff time. He bagged 5 GA in his most recent game at this time at home, and his averages rank first in 4 out of 5 categories maximum points for Ollie Watkins here. Isak's data set, it doesn't qualify for full comparison, as the 5 starts you see on the right hand side are his only 5 starts in 2 o'clock kickoffs away from home. However, he has developed an early preference towards this game time. He's done 2 GA performances in 3 of those 5 starts you see on the right hand side, and because Mo Salah has blanked in his most recent 4:30 PM kickoff away from home, and that was that Leicester game, very easy fixture, because of that I'm gonna award Isak with a +3 and Mo with just 2 points in this section. Finally, in MBEUMO's profile in this game time comparison, it's just nowhere near strong enough to compete with the other 3, so just a 1 point for Brian. Okay, so we've got 3 sections to score here, and the first one that we need to score is spacing. For once, Alexander Isak actually has the best turnaround, an 8-day rest gap heading into that Brighton game. I'm awarding Watkins with a +3, Salah with just +2, because even though Ollie's got the same rest period as Mo's going to be traveling away to Chelsea, whereas Watkins has a home fixture, so he just edges over the Egyptian slightly. And finally, MBEUMO with another just 1 point. He's got the worst turnaround playing Thursday, Sunday, and if we look at expected minutes, I've also got Watkins at the very top. His competition, Marcus Rashford, has picked up a hamstring injury, likely out for the rest of the season, so with no threat to minutes, I just see him getting 90 against Fulham. I think his 90 is also a little bit more secure than Mo Salah's, because Liverpool have obviously finally won the league and are on the beach to some extent, and Mo could definitely get an early sub. I'm not expecting, 15 minutes shaved off, maybe 5, and there's just a teeny tiny doubt there in terms of what does Slot do now that the league's won, and because of that doubt, I'm giving Watkins the benefit of the doubt, and I'm giving MBEUMO also +2 over Alexander Isak. MBEUMO has been a 90-minute man, but the close turnaround, I just have shaved his minutes off slightly, but I don't think it'll be more than 4 to 5 minutes that he misses out on. And obviously Isak with the worst minutes. He hasn't played more than 80 minutes in any of Newcastle's last 7 league fixtures. Just the 1 point for him in that section. And the final section we need to score is form. And MBEUMO's going to get max points here. I know he blanked against Nottingham Forest recently, but he's returned more output in his last 5 league starts than any of the other 3. So I'm awarding him with a +4. I'm awarding Mo Salah with just 1 point here. Just 2 returns in his last 5 league starts. And it's Watkins who's going to be picking up the +3. Isak gets just 2 points. Watkins has 4 returns in his last 5 league starts compared to Isak's 3 returns across his last 5 starts, and that's why I've given Ollie the extra point here. And my Gameweek 35 captaincy rankings are finally final, with Brian MBEUMO in 3rd, Alexander Isak in 2nd, and for the very first time this season, my model has Ollie Watkins in at 1st place. Look, Isak was really close to Watkins, so if you don't own Ollie Watkins and you don't plan on getting him, you can't get him, then Isak is a perfectly fine alternative, and I do prefer him to Brian MBEUMO if you're looking for your own captaincy this week and you can't go for Watkins. As for Salah, it is rare that he's not in a top 3 spot on my rankings, but I truly don't believe that he's a top 3 option this game week. Chelsea have been very good defensively at Stamford Bridge recently. I understand the fixtures that they have played are good, but also Chelsea's defensive data doesn't lie. They've only conceded 40 goals this season, and that's quite good. So I don't think it's all nailed on that, Salah's just going to smash every game. And I'm not even going to put him in at wildcard captain either, because this week's wildcard captain will be a shock horror Jared Bowen at home to Tottenham. I think it's a really great fixture for him. He's in good form as well, few returns in the last 3 games, and he's my favorite high risk, high reward option. who I believe 100% he can do decently well against a Spurs team who should rotate this weekend. If you found this video insightful, then smash that like button. If you're new around here, if you want to stick around, then hit subscribe.